So today we're going to show you how to set your stop losses. Now we get these questions from time to time. How do you set a stop loss? How do I know my trade's protected? There's a couple of ways that we do stop losses. One is within the bot settings on 3Commas if you are using 3Commas. What you would do is you just set that in your settings. You go to your bots, and then let's say this is the long bot. Click in here, and then you would just here. Let's see, the settings going to be here, and you will put in your stop loss percentage, 2%. That's great. That means if the Bitcoin price drops by 2%, then it'll trigger a market order to close. Now, there's another way to do that as well. That's very similar to this method, or using 3Commas to trigger your stop loss, and that would be to use an alert. So what you would do is you'd go into your bot settings here, and then you would just click message to close all deals at market price and stop bot. So you'd click that, copied, and you'd go into your TradingView, and let's say you would then just create an alert. Now, this is just a demo account, so you can only have one at a time, but you would just pop it in here and make sure that webhook URL is selected, and then and your price, sorry, you would actually make sure the condition is the asset, XBT or BTC, depending on what exchange you're on, and then you just get crossing and then value and type in whatever you would like your stop loss to trigger at. Now, there is going to be some latency using either one of these methods, either within the settings of the bot itself or using an alert to trigger it. So if Bitcoin price is moving very rapidly, which it does, matter of fact, it just pumped downwards first. It was a wick down. This all happened within, I think, a matter of a few seconds. So what will happen then is by the time TradingView sends a signal to 3Commas, and then 3Commas then sends a signal to your exchange, the price may not be exactly what it was right when the alert triggered, because sometimes these moves happen in a matter of seconds. So what I like to personally do is make sure that my stop loss is set directly on the exchange, and I'll show you how to do that on Bitmex, and each exchange is a little bit different. Some exchanges don't actually have a stop loss feature. I would recommend using an exchange that does. But if you happen to be on Bitmex or an exchange that performs similarly, what we could do here is this is just a test net. What I'll do is I'll create an order for $1 at let's just do a market price, so it just happens right away. So let's pretend like we're already in an order. Let's say we used a bot to fire this order, and we're in position right now. Okay, so this is a long with an entry of 96.72, and let's say that if price dips below 9,500, I want to close this order with a stop loss directly on the exchange rather than using any third parties. And again, this will be the quickest way to execute the stop loss closest to the price that you actually want it to trigger at. So let's just go here to stop market. We'll make sure we have the correct quantity that is equal to our order, okay? And then the stop price. So just for demonstration purposes, we'll put in 9,500, and then we'll set the sell. It's a sell stop, okay? Because you're in a buy position, so you're gonna create a sell stop as the stop loss. Okay, so basically it's going to trigger at 9,500. It should close pretty close to that price. And actually what we could do is we could just see if this thing will trigger right away. 96.75. Let's see if we can create that and just make it 96.70. I just want to see if I can do this on the video and get it to trigger. So I'll create this stop loss order. Now if it gets to 96.74.50, which you can see the stop here now, then the order will trigger and at the current market price. So that is, that's very tight stop. You'd never use a 50-cent stop loss, but you could put in whatever price you like. You can even edit this right here. You can change this to 9,500. Oh, didn't have a chance to change it, and the stop loss triggered just like we wanted it to, and it you see it did 96.73. So it's pretty close. Now, if you had done that with 3 commas, the price would be probably not as close to your stop loss. So that's a great way to do it. Then another question we get is take profit. Now, take profit and stop loss are very similar. They are essentially the same thing. One of them is just ideally in profit, and the other is as a stop loss. And also, your stop loss can be moved into profit. So, say you're long at 9,500. Say you got a $9,500 order in, and we're now at 96.77. And if price dips below 9,600, you want to take that as profit. That's a perfectly great way to play and also lock in some profits. So your stop loss can be, basically in profit, and then you're basically good to go on that. Now, in order to show you an example of a take profit order, I'm just going to do buy market right now. Okay, at $1. Okay, now what I would do is I would then set a limit order, since I'm in position right now, $1 contract long, and I would like to take profit at, and that was open at 96.78. I'd like to take profit at 96.90. Okay, then I'm just going to do a sell short at 96.90, and I can also click here on reduce only. That means this is not going to put me into position, any sort of position. It's just going to reduce the current order. So what I would do then is click sell short, click sell, and there you go. Now I have an active order. This is my take profit order at 96.90, and do a stop loss at, let's add a stop loss here. Do stop market. Again, match position size to what I'm currently in. One here, one there, and I set my stop price at 9,500. Okay, so it's still stop. So this is how you read this. Most exchanges are fairly similar, but essentially I have one position open. It's a long, green means long here in this case, at 96.78. I have an active order for looks like a take profit at 96.90. Let's just change that. I'll click in there, and let's say 98.50 is a little more reasonable. Make sure that's good. You never want it to be a number that may trigger when you don't want it to. So that's going to be my new take profit. And I'm going to go to my stop loss, and look, actually, price dips below 9,600, then I want it to trigger. Okay, so again, this position could be created by a bot, right, using 3 commas in TradingView, and then you can just go in here, back into your exchange, and when you get back to your desk or whatever, and say, okay, hey, listen, I'm going to make a more of an active stop loss that makes a little more sense than just my default position, and especially if price has moved quite a bit. So if you entered at 90, say you got 96.78, and price pumps up to 10,000, and it looks like it's hovering above there, it is a probably good idea to move your stop loss to 98, 9,900. You want it to be somewhere where you're still going to stay in position, but somewhere where you'll also lock in a considerable amount of profit once the asset has moved beyond the current range. So say it breaks support, or if you're shorting, then if it breaks resistance. So in this particular case, if we got any closes above 9,800, I think that would be ideal, and we could probably move the stop loss up to 9,700, lock in a little bit of profit, and follow it there, and just continue to kind of move that stop loss up as the trading moves as well. But we're always looking for closes, particularly on the 4 hour. That's a good way to kind of see where price action is staying. So right here, you got a 4 hour close down here at 96.32. That's a pretty good indicator that it's going to stay down there for a little bit. You know, in most cases. Whereas you just get a wick down here, just pops up. Kind of ignore this price action here, but also be aware that that's where a stop loss could come into play if you were playing in this, you know, during this time frame over here. So that's it for now, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.